It's springtime in the studio today. I'm Lisa Lund from Shadow Valley Quilts, and this is my newest quilt pattern, Pansy Picnic. It's cheerful, it's fun, and it's simpler than it looks. The quilt pattern includes instructions for a table runner, a baby size, a throw size, and a king. Today, we're going to be walking through all the instructions for making this throw size. So come along with me. It's going to be a lot of fun. I used Benartec's Superior Solids to create this quilt. Aren't they gorgeous? The exact color names are listed in the description. I pre-washed everything with color catchers before starting, but I didn't notice any color transfer at all, so I feel like these fabrics are pretty color stable. The first step in this quilt is to make a bunch of half-square triangles in 3 different color combinations. HST-A is made from fabric 1 and 2, HST-B is made from fabrics 1 and 3, and HST-C is made from fabrics 2 and 3. These HSTs will form the building blocks for all the leaves in the quilt. We're going to use the 8 at a time method. Place 2 fabric squares right sides together and mark 2 diagonal lines from corner to corner on the back of one of the squares. I like to use this marking chalk. Then sew a 1/4 inch away from each line on both sides of the line. Then cut on both marked lines. This will give you 4 triangles. Now cut each of these triangles in half through the center to create 8 half-square triangles. Press all the seam allowances open, and then it's time to trim. A small rotating cutting mat and a square ruler with diagonal marked lines are helpful for trimming. Line up the ruler with one corner of the HST as well as you can, aligning the marked diagonal line with the seam. Cut off the excess on the other 2 edges. If the other HST edges are evenly aligned with the ruler, they don't need to be trimmed at all. But if they're a bit wonky, you'll need to trim all 4 sides. Now that all the HSTs are created, we're almost ready to assemble the small corner squares. We just need some small fabric 1 squares of the same size. When I'm cutting a bunch of strips or small fabric squares of the same size, I love to use my stripology ruler to speed things up a little bit. Using 1 HST-A, 1 HST-B, 1 HST-C, and 1 fabric 1 square, we'll assemble the small leaf blocks. Sew them together into rows, press the seam allowances open, then sew the rows together, matching the seam. Press the seam allowances open again. We're going to use 4 small corner blocks for each block in our quilt, so I need 64 of them for the throw size. There will be some HSTs left over to be used in the leaf blocks. Now we're ready to start our flower blocks. Block 1 and 2 are made the same way, just with different colored fabrics. To make block 1, we start with width of fabric strips of fabrics 4, 5, 6, and 7. We're going to use fabrics 4 and 5 first. First, we'll trim our strips to the same length. Even though these are from the same fabric line, the lengths can vary a little bit. Then we'll sew 2 fabric 5 strips and 1 fabric 4 strip together to make our center strip set. Pin each seam before sewing. By trimming the strips to length and pinning before sewing, we'll end up with a nice, straight, smooth strip set. Press the seam allowances open. Now we're going to cut the strip set into sections. according to the pattern to form the center strip sections of the block. Now we're going to move on to fabrics 6 and 7. We again will trim them to the same lengths and we'll pin them together. This time we're just using one strip of each fabric to form corner strip sets. And we'll press the seam allowances open. We're going to cut them into sections again, where we will need 2 different lengths of corner strip sections. So we'll follow the pattern instructions and cut the long and short corner strip sections. Now, we'll sew some small fabric 1 squares to the ends of our corner strip sections using the snowball technique. Make sure the corner strip sections are always positioned with fabric 7 on top for this step. We're going to use the long strips first. Align a fabric 1 square with the right end of the strip section. Sew from the top left to the bottom right of the small square. This quilt is a great one for chain piecing with so many repetitive steps. After sewing, trim the fabric to 1/4 inch away from the seam and press the seam allowance open. Now we'll repeat that process with our small corner strip sections, but in the opposite orientation. Align the small fabric 1 square with the left end of the strip section and sew from the top right to the bottom left of the square. Trim the extra fabric away. Now our long and short sections are complete and we're ready to make our flower block large corner squares. Using 1 small corner block, 1 short corner strip, 1 long corner strip, we'll sew the large corner square together. First, sew the short strip on and press, then sew the long strip in place. With the large corner squares complete, we can assemble block 1. Each block 1 needs 4 large corner squares, 4 center strip sections, and 1 fabric 11 square. We'll sew the block together in rows first, pressing the seam allowances toward the center strips. Then we sew the rows to each other, matching and pinning the seams. Then press the seam allowances open. For the throw size quilt, we need to make 4 block 1 flower blocks. Block 2 is made the same way as block 1, but with a different color fabric. I love the combination of purple and gold in this version, but your options are endless. Start with width of fabric strips and sew the strip sets together in the same way as before. In the throw and king size quilts, you'll make exactly the same number of flower blocks in each color, but in the table runner and baby size, the numbers are different, so pay attention to the count on each step. Cut your center strip sections and corner strip sections for block 2. These bright purples are making me so happy today. We'll sew on the fabric 1 squares using the snowball method in just the same way we did before. Make sure to keep your strips oriented with fabric 11 on the top in this step. Sew the fabric 1 square to the right side of the long strip, sewing from the top left to the bottom right of the square. Then attach a fabric 1 square to the left side of the short strip. sewing from the top right to the bottom left of the square. Cut off the corner 1/4 inch away from the seam and press the seam allowance open. Now it's time to assemble the large corner squares for block 2. Sew a short corner strip to a small corner square and press the seam allowance open. Then sew on a large corner strip and press. We need 4 large corner squares for each flower block. Now we can assemble block 2 using 4 large corner squares, 4 center strips, and 1 fabric 5 square. We'll sew it together in rows first, just like before, pressing the seam allowances toward the center strips. Then sew the rows to each other, matching the seams. We'll need 4 block 2 flower blocks for the throw size quilt. With all the flower blocks done, it's time to move on to the leaf blocks. We'll sew the large corner leaf squares using 1 small corner block, 1 HST-A, 1 HST-B, 1 HST-C, and 2 small fabric 1 squares. We need 4 large corner squares for each leaf block, and when they're all done, we're ready to assemble our leaf blocks. The leaf blocks go together in the same way as the flower blocks. We need 4 large corner squares, 4 fabric 1 rectangles, and 1 fabric 10 square for each leaf block. Sew the rows together first, pressing toward the fabric 1 rectangles, then sew the rows together, pressing the seam allowances open. When all the blocks are complete, lay them out in the design shown in the pattern. Now it's time to add the sashing and sew the rows together. Working on 1 row at a time, sew the blocks together with a fabric 1 sashing strip between each block. Press the seam allowances toward the sashings. Then assemble the long sashing strips by alternating fabric 1 sashing strips and fabric 3 squares and sewing them together. Press the seam allowances toward the sashing strips. For the throw size quilt, we'll need 3 long sashing strips. Now we can sew the whole quilt top together by sewing the quilt block rows and the long sashing rows to each other, matching, nesting, and pinning the seams, and then pressing them open. What a beautiful quilt top! Quilt and bind your quilt as you choose. I'm quilting mine using the Mega Plus Panto by Quilting Together with Mindy. The fabric I used for the quilt back is by Benartex. It's called Twilight Serenade River in lavender, and it's a wide back fabric. Isn't it a lovely quilt? I can't wait until flowers are blooming outside so I can take some photos of it in the garden. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial for Pansy Picnic. If you'd like to make your own, you can head over to shadowvalleyquilts.com and pick up a pattern. We'll see you next time. Bye-bye.